welcome to the mathematics class. This class is for class 9th in continuation to the previous two lectures of the chapter simultaneous linear equation word problems from Emil Agarwal. We have done up to 20 questions in the multiples of 2. Now I will be starting with the 22nd question. I have already written the main gist of the question, or the crux of the question is there. Let's see what is the question. A shopkeeper sells a table at 8% profit and a chair at 10% discount, and then he is getting 1008 rupees for after selling these two items. Then again he is selling the table at 10% profit and chair at 8% discount, and he is getting 20 rupees more. You have to find the cost price of the table and the list price or the marked price of the chair. So first of all, we will assume, let CP or cost price of table be X and mark price of chair be Y. Now you must be knowing the relation between selling price and mark price, because the chair you have to find out the selling price when discount is given. That is why we have assumed mark price of chair is Y. We know that selling price is equal to marked price minus discount percent of mark price. This is the formula that you must have studied in class 8, and we are going to use this. Selling price is mark price minus discount percent of mark price. Now we have already assumed that let the mark price of the chair be Y. So selling price of chair, I am writing C for that, is mark price. Mark price is Y minus, how much discount is there in the first case? 10%. So 10 upon 100 of mark price, that is Y. So this will come 9Y upon 10. This is the selling price of the chair in the first case. Now cost price of the table is X, so we can easily calculate the selling price, as we know that selling price is equal to 100 plus either profit percent or minus loss percent upon 100 into cost price. This is the formula we know. Now shopkeeper is selling the table in the first case at 8% profit, means 100 plus 8 upon 100, and CP we have assumed as X. So selling price of table becomes, in first case, selling price of table becomes how much? 108 upon 100x plus chair. For chair it is selling price is 9y upon 10, and he is getting 1008 rupees. This is the equation for first. How? They say a shopkeeper sells with this much profit, this much discount, and he is getting how much rupees? 1008. Means selling price of the table plus selling price of the chair is equal to 1008. So what I have written, I have calculated selling price of table, I have calculated selling price of chair, and sum of these two is equal to 1008. So we can just simplify this. This can be written as 108x plus 90y is equal to 10080. Means I have taken LCM and multiplied over here. 10080, like this. When you take LCM as 100, so this will be 108, this will be 90, and 2 zeros will be increased. So that it is. Now you can see that all these numbers are divisible by 9. So we will divide it by 9. So 12 nines are 108. So 12x. 9 tens are 90. 10y is equal to 9 ones are 9. 9 ones are 9. 9 twos are 18. 0, 0. Now this again can be simplified or divided by 2, so that you will get 6x plus 5y is equal to 5s are 10, 6s are 12, 0 these. This is one equation that we have got from first case. This is the first equation that we have got from first case. Now let's see what is the second case. In second case, they say that shopkeeper sells a table at 10% profit. Now when profit is 10%, so 100 plus 10 upon 100 into CP. So 100 plus 10 is 110 upon 100 into CP. CP was X. Plus also he is selling chair at a discount of 8%. So now selling price of chair will be mark price Y minus 8% of Y. So 4 2s are 8, 4 25s are 100, 25 minus 2 is 23 upon 25Y. So this is the selling price of the chair. Or if you don't want to divide or simplify it, simply 100 minus 8 will be 102. Either we can say 102 upon 100Y. In both the ways it is right. You don't solve it out, you just take LCM as 100. So 100Y minus 8Y is, 92. Is 92Y upon 100. So for the ease of calculation, I am taking it as 92 upon 100. So 92 upon 100 into Y. And then what do they say? They say that he is earning rupees 20 more. Now 20 more means he was earning 1008. So now he will be earning 1028. So I'm writing it over here, 1028. Now again you take the LCM and solve it out. So this will become 110x plus 92y is equal to 102800. Now we will divide this equation by 2. So we will get 55 and 46 and then 54100. Now we have got these two equations. Now these two equations need to be solved. So what we can do, either we can solve it by elimination method or any other method. I will try I'll go for elimination method, because 6 can be multiplied to this equation and 55 can be multiplied to this equation. So I'm rubbing it out. These two steps are important. So I will be writing them down, these steps, and then we'll see what is required. Now we got these equations, 6x plus 5y is equal to 5600 and 5500 plus 46y is equal to 51400. Now we'll be solving it by elimination method. So we'll try to eliminate either x or y. So in the first equation we are multiplying by 46, in the second equation we are multiplying by 5, so that this y can be eliminated. Now when you look at this, 46 into 6 is this, I have multiplied everything. Now this comes, after multiplying we are just subtracting. When you subtract, this will become minus, minus and minus. So y portion will get eliminated. Plus and minus 230y will cancel each other. 76 minus 75, it means only x is left. Now 257600, 25700, it is 600. So 6x is rupees 600 is the cost price of the table. You have to find out the cost price of the table, as well as you have to find out the selling mark price of the chair. So you can substitute the value of x anywhere. Let's substitute in the first equation. 6 into 600 plus 5y is equal to 5600. 6 is 36. 56 minus 36 is 20. So we will write 5y is equal to 56 minus 36 is 20. 2000. So y becomes 5 4s are 20. 400 rupees is the mark price or list price of table, and cost price of table is this much, 600, and mark price of chair is 400 rupees. Now in further questions, I may not be doing the calculation part. I will be just leaving the I'll be making the equation and leaving it for you to solve. Maybe possible in few questions I will complete as a whole. Right? Now we move on to the next question, that is question number 24. Question number 24 is a very good question. They say, I'll read out the question for you. They say the students of a class are made to stand in rows. If one student is extra in a row, there would be 2 rows less, and if one student is less in a row, there would be 3 rows more. Find the number of students. So, basically what is the question about? Suppose you all are standing in the assembly and there are X students in a row and total number of rows is Y. So that is what we have assumed. Let the number of students in a row is X and number of rows in a Y. So what will be the total number of students? Obviously X into Y. So we can say therefore or total students can be, total students will be XY. It is very simple, right? Now here is the condition that comes. They say if one student is extra in a row, there are X students, and if there is one extra means X plus 1. X plus 1, that is first case. If one student is extra in a row, we have assumed that there are X students in a row. One extra means X plus 1. Then what will happen? There will be 2 rows less. Initially the number of rows was Y, but now the number of rows will be 2 less than what it was. That will be Y minus 2. But in any case, the total number of students will always be same, or you can say is equal to XY. First equation done. Now second equation. They say that if one student is less in a row, one student is less in a row means if there were X students in a row, now one less means X minus 1. Then what will happen? They say there would be 3 rows more. Initially Y rows, but now it is 3 rows more. But again the number of students is same. This is the equation number 1, this is the equation number 2. It's very simple. You know that this total. Now what are you going to do in this? Simply multiply these and equate. Multiply and equate. I am doing it here. So XY plus Y minus 2X minus 2 is equal to XY. Second equation, XY minus Y plus 3x minus 3 is equal to xy. Now this xy and xy will cancel each other, this xy and xy will cancel each other. So this equation can be written as minus 2 times of x plus y is equal to 2. This 2 goes to the other side. Similarly, this can be written as 3x minus y is equal, 3x minus y is equal to 3. Now I am leaving it to you to solve these two equations by any method, either by cross multiplication method, elimination method, or by substitution method. It's very easy. Now you can solve it out. Now we move on to the next question. Instead of moving to question number 26, I am moving on to question number 25. I think that needs some help for some students. Question number 25, they say a jeweler has 18 carat of some gold and 12 carat of some gold with him. How much each type of gold should be melted to get 16 carat of gold of 120 gram? This is the question. Means question has to be made into two variables or two equations. One will be in carat and one has to be in weight or grams. So let us assume that the jeweler has X grams of 18 carat gold with him and Y grams of 12 carat gold with him. Let us assume that let us assume that the gold that jeweler has X grams of 18 karat gold and Y grams of 12 karat gold. It means he is using X grams of 18 karat gold and Y grams of 18 karat gold to get 16 karat gold whose weight is 120 gram. It means X grams plus Y grams is total 120 grams in weight. That is your first equation. Second equation, that will be in carat. So 18 karat gold of X grams plus 12 karat gold of Y grams melting together gives 16 karat golds of 120 grams. This is the second equation. Now this is already in the lowest term. This we need to solve it in the lowest term. I think this all is divisible by 6. 6 3s are 18. 6 2s are 12 is equal to 16 into 2. 6 2s are 12. So that is 320 and 3x plus 2y. And in this equation, if we multiply, let's eliminate 3. If we multiply this whole equation by 3, this will be 3x plus 3y is equal to 360. Now these two equations you can solve and you can get the values of x and y. Now we will be considering next question, that will be question number 27. This is again a new concept that though you have studied in class 8, but this is a new concept which is introduced or which is utilized in simultaneous linear equations.